Hey yo, what is up FPG fam? Further here and welcome back to another Aether Gazer video. Now, I've gotten this question a couple of times about showcasing Perilous Chasm 6, which I wanted to go ahead and do in today's video. But before I do that, I have to have the discussion around Perilous Chasm in of itself, how it can be improved in terms of the game mode, as well as the rewards that you receive. I've talked about this before on stream, but I feel as if I need to shed some light even more on this topic in a video to try and provide some constructive feedback and maybe hopefully improve the game if it gets to the right individuals, or improve that game mode, I should say. And I encourage you to get in on the discussion in the comments down below and give your feedback as well, because I think Perilous Chasm is a great game mode and a great addition to Aether Gazer, but I think it could be so much better. So before we jump into the showcase, let's go ahead and talk about it. Now, why don't I really participate in Perilous Chasm? Well, if you know me, if you've been on the channel for any amount of time, I love hard content. That's what I go for. I love to master my modifiers. I like to try hard. I like to sweat to a degree, but I have to have incentive. I have to have a reason to do so. If I don't, then I feel as if it's pointless and there's no real reason to do it. And that's how I feel with Perilous Chasm. And that really boils down to, in my opinion, the rewards. I think the rewards for this game mode, which is the hardest game mode once you get to Chasm tier 6, it is the hardest game mode within the game, and it is a real account check. It is just not worth it, in my opinion, to really push and try hard in this game mode with these rewards that are just so lackluster, in my opinion. Of course, now I understand you have rankings and you have the leaderboard, and that's great. I'm all for that, but I just don't feel as if that's enough to incentivize really hopping in here, really min-maxing your modifiers, and really nailing down rotations and things of that nature to get the highest ranking, right? All the rankings are is a really cool flex to show here, and it's not even really cool. Let me take that back. It's like a decent flex to show here. It's not even a really cool flex, but if you had some good rewards in here, then it would give veteran players and players that have been investing into your game and putting time into it a reason to hop in here and to actually try. Right, if we take a look at what we can get a few spirit captures, and we can get a few enchants that, honestly, if I'm being frank with you, you can just go ahead and farm this. Right now, I understand the notion of not having premium currency in terms of shifting stars in here, and that's perfectly fine. Now, do I think shifting stars in here would be great? Yeah, I think so, and the reason being is because, at least from my standpoint, how I look at it is that it would give you even more incentive, even more of a reason to build up your account, invest into your modifiers, and complete this game mode. But I understand there might be some free-to-play players, some new players, some players that just don't have the time to invest into the modifiers or into their account the way you would need to for this tier. So not having shifting stars in here is okay, in my opinion, but they need to have something more than just enchants and spirit captures. What I think they can do to improve the rewards in here to give more incentive to veteran players and players that invest into your game are things that they actually need. Now, when you start to hit the end game and you've been playing this game for quite some time, you start to run out of specific resources that are incredibly valuable, that are scarce and hard to come by, to say the least, which are reconstructors, warps, and the hazard zone cleaning materials. If they put that into here, I think that would just be another spot that you can get them, and once again, more incentive to actually take on this hard content and to complete it. Now, what do I mean by those rewards or those resources? It's really the hazard zone cleaning, the obsidians right here. If they put those into Perilous Chasm, that would be fantastic. And if they put reconstructors, warps in there as well, that would be phenomenal, right? I think that would give incentive to go in there and to be able to complete that content, because as of right now, reconstructors, warps, the obsidian materials, you just don't get enough of them to be able to build up your modifiers and to be able to get them online and get them fully maxed out the way you would want them to be. So I think that's just one thing in Perilous Chasm that they can improve on, are the rewards. Now, the second thing that I did want to talk on and touch on are the actual bosses in here. Now, the bosses are fine in of themselves, but I feel like they're more like HP sponges and they're just there to take damage. Now, there are some, you know, nuance to it, and there's some learning and a learning curve, but once again, it's really more of an account check than a skill check. I would love for there to be like Odin boss fights in here. I've talked about this before. Odin boss fights in here like we had in the story. Spoilers, by the way. But if they put boss fights in there like that, where they have mechanics, they have parry windows, they have different phases, I think that would be incredibly cool for this game mode in particular. It doesn't have to be everywhere, but if they put it in Perilous Chasm in tier 6 where there's parries, I just want parry to be in the game in general, to be honest with you. But if they put it in Perilous Chasm with the bosses, once again, different mechanics, different phases, I think that would be a lot of fun. I think we can make some really cool content that way, and I think people would gravitate towards this game mode even more, because this is where you can experience that in the hardest game mode, challenging yourself and figuring out the bosses and getting a little sweaty and try hardy. And you know, I think people would really like that, especially the individuals that are on the ranking board here. They're tryhards, they're sweats, they're investing into their modifiers, into their account. I can only imagine they would love to experience something like that, where there's phases, parries, you know, mechanics, things that you actually have to learn, instead of it just being a massive HP sponge that you just have to, you know, whittle down and just an account check, right? Those are just my 2 cents on how they can improve Perilous Chasm and make it a better game mode overall. I hope they improve it. I hope to see some changes in the future. Once again, let me know your thoughts and opinions about that down in the comments below. But with that being said, we're going to go ahead and take on the last one here, which is the Omega difficulty. And we're going to be using the Tianwan mods, which is, I would say, my strongest team that I have right now, with Gongchen, Jinwoo, and Ling Wang. So we can get 25% more damage, which is really nice. We're going to go ahead and take them on and see how we fare. I do hope you enjoy. Let's go ahead and hop straight into it. Okay, I'm going to try and do live commentary for this. Hopefully I don't fumble the bag. As you can see, I am using Gung on point for this one. Reason being is because I prefer Gung over Jinwoo in terms to play. It's just a preference. That's all it really is. Now, to be honest with you, I would perform better and probably get a better score piloting Jinwoo. Not probably, I actually would, just because my Jinwoo is triple S rank. She's quite strong, but I just like using Gongchen. I'm a Gongchen main. What can I say? Anybody else in the comment section down below, let me know if you're a Gongchen main. But that's just it's just a personal preference. For me, I should have used skill 2. That was a fumble right there. I'm gonna go ahead and ultimate here. But yeah, hopefully I can just do well. That's all I really care about. Doing well, make sure I'm timing everything. Once again, commentary, like live commentary, I should have canceled that. Live commentary is a lot more difficult when you're trying to play optimally. I'm gonna wait. Here we go. Let's do this really quickly before modify mode turns off. Live commentary trying to perform really well is difficult, to say the least. It is difficult, but I'm gonna try and do my best. I'm gonna try and do my best and not mess up, right? And be as optimal as I possibly can. Yeah, I'm a Gongchen main, but this is by far my strongest team, and my Ling Wang's not even complete, to be honest with you. Did I miss that ult? I hope I didn't miss that ult. I felt like I missed that ult. My Ling Wang's not even complete. I don't think I have her warped out the way I want her to. So I'm still working on this team. You know, things get, once again, put on the back burner. We got Ying Zhao coming out too in the next couple of days, so I'm trying to hoard a lot of materials for her. But I really want to complete, yeah, nailed it. I really want to complete this team, so that way, you know, it's just because it's so strong. This team is so strong. But once again, if I had Jinwoo and I was piloting her, we would have a better score 100%, because Gongchen's better as an AI, and then me piloting Jinwoo, I would just be able to be a little more optimal. But you can see Jinwoo absolutely popping off there. And then I do use the skill chain with Jinwoo and Ling Wang, even though I'm piloting Gongchen. It's just, for me, it's more efficient that way. But yeah, I want to get this team complete, but I have to put on the back burner. We got to get ready for Ying Zhao. Anyways, that was Perilous Chasm 6, the hardest one that we have here. You know, once again, if there was some more incentives, better incentives to do this, I certainly would. There just isn't, and so I just don't really see the reason in coming in here. Once again, the rankings aren't something that I'm too concerned about at all. But the rewards would be. I would definitely get in there. One example that I can point to is dimensional variable, right? Dimensional variable is a lot of fun, I'm not gonna lie to you, but there just wasn't a whole lot of incentive to get in here until they updated the rewards. Now you can get this material right here, which is very enticing, so that way you can synchro buff your modifiers. So that's incredibly exciting, and plus they have, you know, far better rewards in terms of like shifting stars. You can get a lot of shifting stars from dimensional variable and this material right here. So that was, you know, one example is dimensional variable. They updated the rewards, and now it gives me incentive to come in here and actually do this. I want them to do the same thing for Perilous Chasm. That would be fantastic. Anyways, I'm going to get on out here. Thank you guys so much for all your support. I do truly appreciate it. And I'll see you all in the next one. Remember to stand out, be different, have fun, go further beyond in everything that you do. My name's Cody. You call me further. I'll see you all next one. Bye, guys.